Hello and welcome to part 2 of my video slipcover tutorial series. Today I'm going to show you how to kind of the basics of slipcovering a wing chair. And really I'm going to show you the basics of slipcovering in general. I use the same technique on all of the furniture I do, and I'm also going to talk about where I would like to put piping on a piece like a wing chair. If you missed the first segment of the slipcover tutorial series, that's on how to make your own custom piping. So you'll want to go back and check that out. Now I'm going to tell you about kind of where to put it and show you how I start off slipcovering a piece. So I've got my drop cloth. I did wash it. Make sure you pre-wash your fabric. If you don't and you make your slipcover out of it, when you wash it, it will shrink and then it might not fit anymore. So make sure you pre-wash it. It also softens the fabric up, which is, it's nice. It makes it a little more comfy to sit on. So first of all, for where the piping should go, a good clue on that is where piping is on the chair when it was upholstered originally. So you can see that there's piping along the top and the bottom edge of the cushion. So I'm definitely going to want piping along there. Let's take this cushion out. And I like to do piping around the arms. So even though the piping on this original piece is here, I'm going to move it out a little bit so that the piping runs right around the shape of the arm. I'm going to run piping that runs up this end seam, around the top and down the other one, and that will all be one piece of piping. And then I'm going to run one piece that runs around the bottom of the chair to connect a skirt to. Other than that, I'm not going to do any other piping. I'm not going to do one here. I'm going to make this all one piece instead of trying to put a seam there. I don't think that's really necessary, but I'll think about it. As I get into it, I might change my mind and see well, there's some weird puckering, so I will go ahead and put a seam there. So I kind of make it up as I go along, but I do like to have a general plan. So to figure out how much piping I need, I actually just use the chair as my measuring stick. I don't need to measure and then transfer it over. So I'll just hold that around and say, okay, I need that much, and times it by 2 so that I have one for the other side. Then I'm gonna run a piece around here, and it doesn't have to be exact. Oops, I got a knot. Okay. Okay, so that'll cover the back and the side, so I need that much. And then I'm going to do this front piece times 4. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I'll add just a little bit more on that. And then I'll do the same thing with the cushion. Kind of run it around here. There's 1, and I lost where my finger was, so I'll just measure it around a second time. Okay, so that's all the piping that I'm going to need for the chair. So I'll cut that, and then I know when I'm making my piping, that's all I need to do. So there it all is. See, it's quite a bit of cording just for one chair, and I'm not putting piping in a lot of places. Now, if you notice, I have 2 pieces, and so I'm just going to connect these inside the fabric that wraps around them to make one long piece. Now, I like making my piping first. That way I can just work and pin, and I don't have to sew this section of piping and then pin this and then do another section. So I'm going to take some time and cover all of my custom piping with the drop cloth. Okay, I have made all of my piping. It's very thready at this point, but that's okay. We'll get it all trimmed once we have the slipcover made. And now I'm ready to start piecing.